Hello, my name is Jennifer Bergus. Today I will be presenting on taxonomies. In this presentation, I will discuss what taxonomies are and how they relate to the current field of technical communication. At its core, a taxonomy is an organizational or classification system for information. It's the main way of categorizing or grouping content. It's synonymous with the term hierarchy. Some popular examples of taxonomies include chess, the Dewey Decimal System, and kingdoms for living organisms. For example, chess has a taxonomy of pieces that represent army units, pawns, rooks, bishops, knights, kings, and queens. In the Dewey Decimal System, books are given a classification number so a user can locate a particular book. And lastly, all living organisms are placed into one of 5 different kingdoms: animals, plants, fungi, bacteria, and protists. Organization systems or schemes can be broken into 2 categories: exact and ambiguous. An exact organization scheme relies on the user knowing exactly what they're searching for. It is called known item searching. The problem with this scheme is that users typically are searching and may not know the exact resource they want to find. An ambiguous organization scheme is a little trickier to understand. In general, the categories are subjective. With ambiguous organization schemes, content can sometimes fit into different categories. In general, this tends to be more useful to the user as they don't have to know exactly what they're looking for. The end result of these schemes is that information is organized into some type of hierarchy. Here are some examples of exact organization schemes. Alphabetical schemes are relatively common. However, they often serve as an umbrella scheme. Chronological is where information is grouped by date, and geographical groups content by location. And here are some examples of ambiguous organization schemes. In a topical organization scheme, information is grouped by subject. In task-oriented, information is grouped by what the user is doing, also known as a task. For audience, content is grouped by user type, such as buyer or seller. Metaphorical is often used to introduce the user to a new conceptual idea. For example, with Facebook, users posting content is known as a newsfeed. A hybrid uses a combination of all of these organizational schemes and often causes confusion. Proceed with caution when organizing information in a hybrid fashion. The one exception to this is in sitemaps, where using more than one approach may become helpful. When creating an organizational scheme, you can use a single taxonomy approach or single hierarchy, or a multifaceted approach or multiple hierarchy. This page shows a visual representation of a tree structure hierarchy. On the left, you can see the information organized by one topic with several branching other topics. On the right, you can see a multifaceted approach where the information is organized by more than one taxonomy. Although there's no one rule for creating a taxonomy, you should follow these general principles. Follow the infamous 7 plus or minus 2 rule when creating overarching subjects. This helps you with the second principle. Don't overload the user with too much information. When grouping content, focus on the structure at the page level. And lastly, always, always, always user test. So this leads us to the question, how are taxonomies and technical communication related? Taxonomies are often used as a tool by technical communicators for organizing content. They're a way for users to easily sift through large amounts of information by making them into digestible and more manageable chunks. In technical communication, as a general practice, multiple hierarchies are preferred for organizing information. In this screenshot from Netflix.com, we can see how the information is more easily digested with its multiple topics. So, where do technical communicators use taxonomies? Often, they're used in website design to improve website navigation. Typically, a taxonomy works as a front-end, browsable hierarchy that's a visible, integral part of the user interface, or as a back-end tool used by authors and indexers for organizing and tagging documents. So, they are used when generating index terms or creating a search function. So, why would you use taxonomies? Using a taxonomy helps the user better navigate your site. resulting in an overall better user experience. In the online retail space, this often results in a financial gain. There is a clear link between findability and profitability. A better user experience results in an increase in findability, which leads to an increase in profitability. Thank you for taking the time to review this presentation on taxonomies. Should you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.